name is Humphrey Watanga. I am a corporate finance and transaction advisor, and I sit on the investment committee of KCV. It's fairly positive. We have a positive business environment for investment, given that we have a very entrepreneurial society, a very innovative society. And when you're looking for investment, I think that's the beginning point. You need to have a context where you have entrepreneurs who can innovate, who can come up with investable businesses. So in that regard, I think Kenya is quite strong in that way. And also we have a supportive macro environment. Kenya is very advanced from a digital technology standpoint, and increasingly most of the investee companies that we look at are companies that are underpinned by technology, and Kenya is quite advanced in that regard. Also from a policy environment, the government is also quite keen to support small medium enterprises from a policy perspective. A lot more needs to be done, but I think we're on the right track in that regard. We are looking to invest in climate smart solutions. That's the beginning point. But within that context, we're also looking to underpin, invest in growth stage companies. These are companies that have proven business models, that have strong founders. They've been out in the market in terms of rolling out their business or their solutions, and I would say they're probably revenue positive and moving towards profitability. When we are developing pipeline, looking for these entities, we review their businesses, we analyze their businesses, we undertake due diligence, and in my view, that process in and of itself is quite fundamentally important, because it helps the entrepreneurs and the investee candidates that we are looking at to think more critically about the businesses, to identify the gaps. So that in and of itself is a value add. Secondly, obviously, is the provision of the required capital. These entities are coming to KCV because, for the most part, they are looking for growth capital. So that's a big part that we provide. But above and beyond providing capital, we also provide technical assistance. We work with these companies. We invest in a very pointed way, because we're investing in companies. Perhaps they're looking to acquire a technology in order to expand a certain business line, or they're looking for technical expertise. So we also provide that. And finally, as KCV, we are very keen on improving and strengthening the governance of our investee entities. We have members who will sit on the boards of these entities, so that we can work with them. They can improve and strengthen their governance. I think we are, I'll say, a pioneering investment entity in the climate smart space, and to the extent that climate investing is beginning to really take root and take off in this country, in this region. I think one can say that KCV has really contributed to that space in terms of informing the market, bringing awareness to this space, and also providing practical solutions in terms of investment methodology, and just the follow-up, the technical assistance that we provide to our entities. KCV has invested in over 20 entities, 20 enterprises, and for the most part, through our approach in analyzing, doing due diligence, working with the founders, providing capital, providing support from a technical perspective, from a governance perspective, we have seen over 70-75% of our investee entities actually achieve that original objective of growth and scaling. And equally more important, From the funding that we've invested, we've actually generated returns from our funding, which means we've invested profitably, and that allows for the sustainability of KCV as a fund, as an entity. We're generally looking in sort of the climate smart space. So we're looking at enterprises in agribusiness, in water, waste management, commercial forestry. So areas that have an impact, positive impact from a climate perspective. For the most part, when you're investing in this sort of early stage, going to the growth stage timelines, for the most part, you're actually investing in the entrepreneur, sometimes in the founders or whoever is the leadership of the organization. So we pay close attention to the entrepreneurs themselves, their motivation, their capabilities, their leadership. I think that's a key starting point. And then you also look at the business itself. As I said, we want businesses that have a proven, viable business model. So we just dig deep into the business itself and see how it's positioned in the market space relative to the competition, whether this is a space that would allow for growth. So you look at those aspects. Then we look at issues to do with just the expertise in the enterprise, where they have the right technology, the right expertise, and to the extent they don't, maybe that's where we can come in and support. And other related issues, the strength of their governance from a financial management perspective. I think those. So we look at those, both the technical side, the broader market issues, the leadership of it, the technology and technical expertise. That is in place, and if not in place, perhaps it's an area that we can come in and support. Number one is finding sort of investable, sort of project-ready, investable enterprises. I think we've been lucky to, as KCV, to have developed a robust pipeline in that regard. So I think, and that's a significant part of KCV's time, is going out and identifying these investable entities. So that's sort of challenge number one. But I think in the case of KCV, we are often able to overcome that, given the quality of the pipeline that we develop. Issues also, as I said, with the strength and leadership of the enterprises themselves. Oftentimes, for the most part, we have very strong, motivated founders that are able to lead and advance their entities. But occasionally, you come across founders who don't have that level of strength and commitment, and that becomes a challenge in and of itself. And then there's just the broader macro business risks that one might not anticipate. We had the instance of COVID 2 years ago that really impacted on a number of businesses across board. We also invest quite heavily in the agribusiness sector, and you have an instance the past couple of years where we're experiencing drought, and that impacts on our investees.